Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another solo Sunday. Today we're going to be playing a solo playthrough of Siege of Valeria. This is a solo only game. It's a sort of tower defense, dice manipulation sort of game. Yeah, I've been wanting to do a playthrough for this for a while. I just decided to pull it out and play it again and do a playthrough of it. So I'll kind of go over things as the game, as we're playing the game, but basically the main thing of the game is to defeat these 13 siege engines. There's 5 of them there. And we're going to be defeating monsters and things like that, and they're going to give us abilities to help us defeat those siege engines, and that's the way we win the game. To lose the game, there's a bunch of different ways to lose. If we haven't defeated all the siege engines when this runs out, the game's over. If one of our towers takes enough damage, the game's over. I think... yeah, you lose if the siege engines, or if a siege engine comes here and activates when it's in the front row, we'll lose the game too. So there's a couple loss conditions. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to roll our dice. So we have these red dice, which are soldier dice, and then these blue dice, which are holy dice. And so we're going to use them to take out the things. Everything with a red can be you can use these with these to take them out. Everything that's a blue requires this and one of these. It'll make more sense here in a bit. So I'm going to roll the dice. And this is going to be our pool. I'm going to leave them in here until we use them, and then I'll take them out. We have some in the reserve. Basically, the first thing we'll do is we'll roll our dice, and then if we have any champions, we'll flip them over. We don't have any champions to start the game. Then we're going to resolve the siege engine. So a siege engine, and I'll just kind of show the anatomy of one. This is what they look like. They all have, when they're in range, so this is what it takes to defeat them when they're in range. There's the 5th row, 4th row, 3rd row, 2nd row, and vanguard, which is the front row. Wherever they're black, they can't be attacked, but they're also not attacking us. And then in the red, they're attacking us from there. They're within range. And then when we defeat, this is the ability. So this says forfeit a die and one of your champions. And then when you defeat them, you get a champion. So we're going to resolve any siege engines in range. The only one is this one, which makes us reroll a 5. And we do have a 5 to reroll. And I think I'm going to reroll this 5 here. I'll just reroll it outside of the thing, and it gave us a 2. So we have that. That's the second thing we're going to do. The next thing to do is draw an event. Now we are playing on the really easy mode, which has no events. Not been able to win this game yet, so we're not using events. So we're going to skip that. Then we're going to perform our actions, which are to allocate our dice out. And then we would activate the vanguard. So if there's anybody in the front, they would attack our tower and put damage on there, and then we would discard them, and then after that we would bring down everybody from here, and then we would refill, and that's kind of the flow of the game. So we start the game with 2 cards in our hand, so they're just 2 cards at random, and these are effects that we can activate. So I'm going to hold on these for now, but kind of show you this. These guys, this is the strength that requires to defeat them, and then we defeat them to go to our hand and give us an ability. So for example, this Gargoyle Talon lets us attack a non-front card. The cards in the vanguard are cards in front, but if we defeat a card, then this card is now the front, so we can defeat something that is not in front, meaning there's something blocking it. These cards here require magic and soldier dice to defeat, and then they have an effect. This one, for example, has this effect where it says block the effect of a siege engine. So we're going to save that for kind of a more detrimental siege engine like this one or this one. So anyway, let's just hop into it here. We have our dice here, and let's see. So I think right off the bat we can spend these to take this goblin warrior out, and this will come to our hand. We can plus or minus the die value, so we're going to use those for that. That actually puts this in front, so I'm actually going to spend a 6 to take out this orc archer. And that'll make sense in a moment, because the Orc Archer we can spend to gain and roll a red die. So we're going to do that. I'm going to discard this, and we're going to gain and roll a red die. And it's a 4. Let's see. Let's spend our Goblin Warrior to turn this into a 3. So that way we can take him out. We're actually going to spend these to take him out. So those are gone. He lets us swap 2 adjacent cards, which is nice. So we have these here. Now the trouble is that we're kind of forced to use this only with a red die. So we can attack a non-front creature. I'm going to save this one. This lets us swap 2 cards. We could, let's do this actually. Let's swap 2 adjacent cards, and we're going to swap these 2. And this is going to let us use our 6 on this Orc Archer, and I'm going to spend it to gain another red die and roll it. It's another 6. Okay. And with what we have, we can spend these to take him out and spend this to take him out. This is going to go to our hand, and this is going to go to our hand. This one lets us change 1 die to a 6. So that's our hand. We've completed that. So we've expanded our our dies. So now we're going to activate the Vanguard. There's nobody here. And then we're going to advance the battlefield. So everybody's going to move down. So down, 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 down. So we moved everybody down. And then we're going to refill. So if there's a siege engine missing from a column, we would add one to the 5th row, but there isn't. So now we're going to add 4 more troops, and they're going to go here, 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 and here. And we're on to the next round. So we're going to roll our dice. And then this siege engine's in range. We're going to have to re-roll a 5. So I'm going to re-roll this 5 here. It's going to be a 2, which is kind of a bummer. That one's not in range. This one's in range. Spend 1 red die and 1 blue die. So we're going to spend this and this. And then this one is not in range. So we need to start dealing with some of those siege engines. And we can attack those in-range siege engines, so we're going to have to start figuring that out. Did I actually want to block that? If I block this with this ability, then it kind of puts us in a position to deal with it. We have more dice to play with. So actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to block this siege engine, block that effect, and keep my 2 dice there. Because I can use this to change it to one of those 1s into a 6. Okay. So I think the first thing we're going to want to do is I'm going to spend this 2 and 6 for this to take out this Dragonkin Warlord. This lets us double the value of one of our dice. As you can see, this is going to come in handy here in a moment. So this is going to bring this down next round, which will be fine. If we take this out, this also comes down, but will be in range to add 2 damage to this turret. This will also come down into range and make us reroll a 6. We can probably be okay on those 2. I'd rather get rid of this one, just because spending a die is kind of a pain. And it's only 13 to defeat. So let's go ahead and we're going to spend this to double the value of one of our dice and make this a 12, and then spend this for 13 to take out that siege engine. So that one is gone. We've defeated 1 siege engine. We get to draw a champion, so we're going to draw this champion. So we get this guy here. We can flip him to reroll 2 spent blue dice to reuse them. So that's actually super nice. We can do that once per round. So I'm going to put this guy here. Okay, so we've got 2 cards in our... Oh, this is gone. We've got 2 cards in our hand here. We can use this reroll any number of unspent dice, which is interesting. This lets us flip dice over. So what do we have? So I think we need to... Let's spend a 5 to take out this null pack. We can flip a die to the opposite side. I think we're going to use this Gargoyle Talon to attack a non-front creature, or non-front enemy. And we're going to spend these 2 to take him out. And then we're going to spend this to gain and roll a red die. So we have a 3. We're going to spend these 2 on this. Take that out. Oops. And then I'm going to +1 my die here and make this a 5 and take him out. So we've done that. We have no more dice left. But I can't really... This is going to not work for us because I can't do anything with... I can't do anything with the magic die. So you can't do anything with these die without a red one. So it's not going to really do us any good to re-roll it. So we're going to, this is going to take some damage. So we're going to take damage there. And again, if 4 damage ends up in one of our places, we end up losing the game. This is going to be discarded. We're going to bring everybody down. So 1, here, 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 here. A siege engine will get added to the 5th row of that place, and then we're going to add 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to start the next round. So we're going to roll our dice and start taking hits. So this siege engine is going to make us reroll a 5. I think I'm good on rerolling this. Oh, we got a 6 out of it. This is in the 3rd row, so it's not going to do anything. This is in the back row, it's not going to do anything. This is in the 2nd row. We're going to take 2 damage to this turret. And there's a way to get rid of damage from turret. You could you could use an unspent die to take damage away, but that's no longer a rule. But you can discard one of your champions to do it, to get rid of damage. And then this is going to make us reroll a 6. So I'll reroll this. That's the only 6 I have to reroll. And it's a 5. Okay. So we've got reroll any. This lets us reroll any number of unused dice. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to do this and reroll any number of unused dice. We're going to reroll all of these. So all the 1s and 2s. Oh man, that was awesome. All those 1s and 2s became 4s and 5s. Okay. So we've got a lot of guys with blue here, which we need to be able to take out. So let's spend these 2 4s to take this out. This is going to let us spend 2 additional. Spend at least 2 additional red. We can overkill an adjacent enemy. So overkill means we take that enemy out as well, which is really nice actually. So for example, we could do that with the 6. We can spend 6 red here and take out this or this. This is nice because this let's take out an adjacent siege engine, which we could take this out pretty easily if we got that guy. So we could actually cascade that and to get this, and then kill this and this. So maybe we can figure that out. So let's do that. We're going to spend... Oh, I don't have a 6 though. I need a 6 for that. Because I can spend these. Or maybe I just do this. I spend these 2 on this. Take this out. So spend 2 plus magic to overkill an adjacent siege engine. So we're actually going to activate our ability to reuse 2 of our spent... wait, is that discard or is that flip? It might just be discard and I might just lose it. Okay, it's a one-time ability. So that's a one-time ability. So I'll discard this to get these back. And that gives us a 3 and a 4, which is nice. Because then we can defeat this and discard this because this will be 7. And so we overspent 2 blue to take this out. So this siege engine is gone, which gets us a champion. I'm going to put that champion here, and this is the champion we got. We can flip him to move damage to a different turret, which is great because we can move one of these. So we'll flip him and move this over here, or no, we'll move it over here. But we spent those. Okay, let's see what else we got here. I would like to overkill just so I could try to take out something over here, which would be a 6 and a 4. But I can't really do that. Or use him to take him out. So let's actually do that. Let's discard this to spend 8 plus 2, 10 to overkill and take this out. I'm going to get both of those. This is now the front guy. So we could fight him. Which, do I have enough to take him? I think I do. Which we're going to need to get some more. We're going to need to take care of these siege engines pretty quickly. So I think we're going to try to go for this. And I need to take her out. So what we're going to do is going to spend these here to take out this red witch, and we're going to actually use her, roll and gain a blue die and gain a champion. So we're going to roll that and get, okay, nice. We're going to gain a champion here. This lets us remove all, so if some of the cards have these tokens, if they have the tokens, we would use that to remove them. Yeah. I'm trying to remember how tokens get added. So I think it's event cards that are going to do that. And since we're not using event cards, it's probably not a big deal. But we do have that. Okay, so we have 4 dice or 3 dice left. This thing is going to cost. We can just use these to take this out, which actually isn't too bad. So yeah, let's spend the rest of these because it's in the front. We can use it to take these out. So let's go ahead and do that. That's going to be 14 because it's in the 3rd row. We're going to take that siege engine. That one's gone. And then we're going to get another champion here. This one lets us flip it to add 1 damage to a red enemy. And so yeah, so we've done that. Nobody's going to attack, so then we're going to bring everything down. We're going to add siege engines. So this one has one, this one has one. These two don't. Then we're going to add our enemies. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these come down, and we're going to start the next round. So we're in a really good position here. Okay, so this is going to make us reroll a 5. This is going to make us forfeit a die in one of our champions. This one's out of range, this one's out of range, and this one is in range, which is going to add a damage to a turret. So let's just do an order. So we're going to reroll a 5. I'm going to reroll this 5 here. It's the only one I have. It's going to be a 3. We're going to forfeit a die. So I'm going to forfeit this die and forfeit this. That's not going to do anything. That's not going to do anything. And this is going to add damage to this turret. All right, so let's start doing stuff here. So we want to try to clear these out. These both become significantly cheaper once we get them in front, but that's kind of pushing it a little bit. So, but they are in range, so we could take them out. This is 11 and this is 14 currently, and that's 13. And this is going to continue to do damage down here, which isn't super great. But we can use our champion here to move this over to here, because if this happens down here again, then we're in a decent spot to deal with it. So we've got some pretty bad numbers here. So let's use this to flip this 1 to a 6. And we'll use this 6 to take out this orc archer and spend the orc archer to roll this red die, to gain and roll red die. So I kind of like the idea of getting this to overkill something. So let's use another one of our cards to flip a die, and we'll flip this 2 to a 5. We'll use a 2 and 3 to take out this Gargan Priest. This lets us block an effect of a siege engine. Let's use the 4 and the 5 to take out this Lycan Mage. This will let us overkill for an adjacent enemy. We'll use these 2 to take out this guy, which lets us swap 2 cards. Trying to think of the best way, because we do need to take out these siege engines. And I kind of want to deal with this guy, but he's just kind of strong. Because when he comes down here, he'll be cheaper to take out. I wonder if I can take out 2 of them. This is 14, this is 11. I can double the value of one of my dice, making this 12. 12 plus, well, if I overkill this, I could kill that. But overkilling this by 2 is just kind of spending a lot. If I spend this to flip a die, I can flip this to a 4. Oops, that was a 5. We're going to take him out, and I'm going to overkill him with 2 to take this out and get both of these. And then I'm going to double the value of my 6 here to make it a 12 and use that all together to take this one out. This siege engine is gone. We're going to gain a champion, and we get +2 magic against the siege engine if we flip him. So that's going to be it. Let's move everybody down. And then we're going to add in the siege engine, so that one gets added into the 5th row. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That gets brought down, and let's flip over. And we'll roll our dice. So now we have to defeat this one or we're going to lose the game. Okay. So we have to reroll a 5. Got that 5 here to reroll. So 1 now. This is out of range. This is out of range. This is within range, which is load 1 adjacent troop. So it gets added to it. And I believe they basically become equal, like their combined power. So let me just double check that. Breach tower. So move the adjacent troop with the highest strength. Oh, it's the highest strength. So move the adjacent troop with the highest strength. So we get to choose. Do not move another siege engine to the breach tower. If no adjacent, skip the step. The cost to defeat the breach is equal to 8 plus the strength and magic of the troop, of all the troop cards on it. So it's gonna end up taking this. Well, this is technically stronger, I guess. So it takes this. So it's gonna be 12 red and a 12 red and a 4 blue to take that out. And then this is gonna add a damage to this turret. All right. So we've got a damage everywhere, which isn't super great. This is nice for doing damage to that siege engine. This lets us get a blue die. But we do have to take this out, so that's kind of the more important thing. We could block an effect. Actually, let's do that. Let's discard this to block the effect of a siege engine. So we're going to block that effect. So that actually stays there. So that's only 8 to deal with. All right, so let's use this to flip a die to the opposite side and make that a 6. We'll use a 4 and a 6 to take out this engine. We're going to get a champion here. +2 against a blue person. So we spent those 2. I'm going to use this to swap these 2. And then we're going to spend these on this guy to take this engine out. We're going to get to draw another champion card. +2 against one of these guys. We have 4 and 5 we're going to use to take this out. We're going to flip this and spend the 2 for this, because we get +2 to use against that. So if we overspend for this, this will overkill an adjacent siege engine. So we could spend this on this to take that one out. But I don't really like the idea of using... Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're actually going to... This card's in front. So we're going to use the 2. I'm going to flip this to +1 it against him. And, oh no, hold on. I'm thinking about the best way to go about doing this. Because if I want to change this to a 6, we can knock this out. Okay, actually, let's do this. We are going to change this 1 into a 6. Use that 6 on this. Spend this to change this to the opposite side. And use these 2, because this is front on this, and discard this to spend 2 extra magic to take out that siege engine. And we're going to get a champion. I think before I do that, though, I'm going to discard this champion to get rid of this there. And then we'll put the new one champion there. I think I can do that. I've got 1 magic die left that we can't do anything with, so I'm going to just end it there. We're going to move everything down. Flip this over and re-roll. Oh, we got to add everything in. So there's no engine here, no engine here, and no engine here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then everything moves down. Okay. So that engine is not in range because it's every other odd number. This engine is not in range. This engine is not in range. This one is. It's telling me to spend a red and a blue die. And then this one is reroll 5s. So we're going to reroll 5. And it's a 2. Okay. We're doing pretty well. We've got these ones and 1 siege engine left here, but we only have basically 1 more day left. Because once that exhausts and we don't have any more, we're going to lose the game. So we've got to really ramp this up here. Yeah, if the troop deck's exhausted, we need to reinforce the battlefield. So we have basically this round and 1 more round to end the game off. So let's try to figure that out here. Okay, so the only ones are in range are this one and this one. Can we take those out? I want to keep this. I think what I'm going to do is spend both of these to take these away from there. This lets us attack a non-front card. So maybe we can deal with the siege engine that way. Oh, decision. So this guy's 12, and he's in range. So let's double one of our 6s for a 12 and take this out. That's gone. We're going to get a champion here. We get +1 one of our dice. Okay, that's interesting. This is 14. So if we use this for a non-front, use a magic die, and then we need another 6, we can use this to make it, we can flip this wizard dental to +2 magic against a siege engine. So we're going to do that. We're going to spend this to attack a non-front enemy, and we're going to spend these 2 on this and flipping this over to make it 2 extra magic for 14 to take him out. That's going to get us another champion here. Ooh, reroll 2 spent red dice. So actually we're going to discard for that and reroll these 2 spent dice. Oh, yes. Nice. Okay. So we have 4 engines, or we're going to have 4 engines total to deal with. This guy's in range, so I think we try to take him out now. And that's going to cost us 13. So there's 10. Well, that's right there is 11. There's 13, so we're going to use that to take this one out. Get a champion again. Let's flip this to make this into a 6. And we're going to spend these on this, and we're going to discard this for the overkill. So we're going to spend 6 to overkill an adjacent person here. And let's use it for this Rune Witch. And then we're going to spend, let's see. I'm going to discard this to get rid of this. And spend this to roll a blue die and get a champion. So it's just a 2, but we're going to get another champion here. I'm going to discard this Rune Witch to re-roll any number of unused die. So I'm going to re-roll these 3. Okay, that's better. Now, unfortunately, neither of these are in range. So I think we're just going to try to take them out. So we're going to spend these on this to block an effect of a siege engine for next round. We're going to use... Or actually, hold on. Do I want to do that? Because I use a 4 on this, this is a total of 11, which is not enough to take anything out. That's fine. That's okay. We're going to use this. We're going to use this on this, this here, and this here, and we'll get all these cards. Okay. So that's done with. Nobody's going to hit the van. Nobody's going to attack up front, so we're going to move everything down. Siege Engine's going to come in here, and then we're going to refill 1, 2, 3, and 4. That comes down. Let's flip over our characters and roll our dice. Alright, so this siege engine's within range. We have to discard one of ours and flip one. We're going to discard this and flip this. This is in range, so it's going to grab the highest strength person, so it's going to grab that one, making it 15 to take out. Not in range, and that's it. So if we take those 3 out, we can figure a way to take those 3 out, we win the game. Actually, hold on. We're going to block an effect. That's what I meant to do. We're going to block an effect and stop him from loading that, so he's only 8. So that should make it even easier. These 2 are in range, and this one will let us attack a non-front card, so we can take out that one. So if we can just manage to make enough to take those out, we're gonna win. We're gonna be fine. So first off, let's go ahead and this guy's only going to cost us 8 to fight. So let's spend these right here to take him out. So this is gone. We'll get a champion. Move 1, or okay, we can move to an adjacent or an open space. Well, I don't know if that's going to do us any good. 12, let's see. So 2, I'm actually going to discard this to move this here. So we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're going to flip this to get 2 more magic against the thing here, and that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, or it's 13, 14 to take this engine out. So this one's gone. We're going to get another champion. We can plus or minus one of our, we can plus one of these and flip this to plus this. And then because that guy's in range, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I had to spend this to attack the non-front guy. And then this. And that's it. We actually won the game. So it was that was pretty nice. Again, I didn't do the events. The events make things harder for us. So, for example, you've got like move one of your active dice to the spent dice pool, move one of those dice, add 2 additional, it's like one of the other the blue tokens to a siege engine, look at the top 3 events and return them in a new order, which is kind of nice. Draw 2 champions and add them to your fortress. So some events are nice. Yeah, so some of them are harder. So that's kind of it. And then there's also a small expansion that is a campaign that adds in some additional cards that I haven't got to try yet. So anyway, that's going to be it. That's just a quick play of Siege of Valeria. Again, I did it on the easy mode without using the events. That would have made things a lot harder. But yes, that's going to be the game. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.